Dr. Lee and others discussed their plans moving forward to combat low scores, which may or may not be released tomorrow thanks to an injunction by an Austin judge. Lee says they hope to solidify a plan by the end of this year. To get to that point, though, he says they'll do what it takes.
We'll take it back to the board, then back to the community again, and we'll just keep going back and forth until we've got a solid idea of what we want. We want to hear from a large group of community members. 60 that we're meeting with next week. We're calling for more volunteers. If anyone's interested, come give us your feedback. We'll take it seriously.
Lee says that all community members are invited to provide their feedback on what they can do to boost low STAR scores, particularly economically disadvantaged schools. That meeting will be next week on Thursday, next Thursday, the 26th. We'll have those full details for you over on our website.
Also at tonight's meeting, board members approved nearly $1 million for improved playgrounds at select WFISD elementary schools.
Natalie McCain was at that meeting tonight. So Natalie, which of those 14 schools will get the new equipment? Well, Kearney, 9 of them, including Cunningham West and Burgess, will get refreshed playgrounds to improve safety and meet ADA requirements. Purchasing the equipment with pre-existing fund balances, the over $925,000 in improvements were allotted to the 9 schools most in need. And Superintendent Dr. Lee says they'll roll out that new equipment over a 4-year plan. For him, the updates will further the district's mission of prioritizing student safety.
And so just a whole bunch of different areas of that we've been looking at, and the playgrounds haven't been updated in sometimes, like I said, 2 decades. So we're going to take these group of playgrounds, which are the worst in the district, replace them, and then look at next year replacing 2 or 3 more, and then every year replacing.
And with grants and discounts covering much of the cost, in addition to the fund balance, Lee says that in year 1, nearly $377,000 will go toward the 9 schools' equipment costs, while about $548,000 will go toward the installation. We'll have that full breakdown and which schools are benefiting in year 1 over on our website.
It's great to see these playgrounds going to be, upgraded, and that new equipment get here for those kids. Okay, Natalie, thanks so much.
Wichita Falls ISD board members also approved the sale of an old school. The old Lamar Elementary that opened in 1955 and closed in 2023 will be up for sale following its approval. Board members have not yet announced how much the school will be sold for, but the funds from its sale, Dr. Lee says, will pour back into the fund balance. The sale falls in line with the district's goal of consolidating campuses to maximize resources.
And board members designated repair methods for the old Ryder High School to complete Ryder's refresh. They opted for the competitive sealed proposal or the traditional method of repairs. Total cost or start date of repairs has not yet been announced, but Lee says it'll be a copy of Hershey's repairs, including new ceiling tiles and lighting, paint, and more.
Well, some students at MSU will have a new tool to help with learning after an annual grant helped with the purchase. The Department of Chemistry and the McCoy College of Science, Mathematics, and Engineering received a $75,000 grant from the Welch Foundation to help purchase a 100 megahertz nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometer. It's very, very intelligent words right there. It's NMR for short. Now, the new NMR will be housed in the instrument room of the newly remodeled Bolin Hall. Second semester organic chemistry students mainly use it, and it can be used to determine the molecular structure of a sample at an atomic level. You can read more about the device inside this full story over on TexomaShomepage.com.
In other news tonight, a massive explosion in a Houston suburb sparked a fire that burned for hours, fueled by a gas pipeline. As Connor Hansen reports, people were forced to evacuate as the flames spread to nearby homes.
A massive plume of flames still shooting into the sky Monday evening after an explosion rocked the Houston suburb of Deer Park. Aerial video shows nearby homes that caught fire because of it, with crews working around the clock trying to contain it. People living in the area had to evacuate, waiting for the natural gas liquids fueling the flames to burn off.
They've shut the pipeline down, and until all the product that's in that pipeline burns off, it will be hours, if not into tonight or tomorrow.
The company operating the pipeline, Energy Transfer, says so far there are no serious injuries. The site of the explosion is surrounded by large power lines. Many in the area have lost electricity.
The product has to burn out of that line enough that the temperature gets down where it's safe for people to move back in.
While residents shelter away from danger, local officials say they don't think there will be an environmental issue.
I know there's multiple agencies, including the county, that's doing air monitoring, but I would not suspect there's any health danger as far as environmental impact, but all that's being monitored.
With a burned out car seen next to the site of the explosion, officials confirmed a crash is what caused it. Police and FBI say so far there's no evidence the explosion was caused intentionally or was a terrorist act.
Well, in other news, Texas is taking new action to crack down on the Venezuelan gang TDA. DPS reports documented gang activity in North Texas, Houston, Eagle Pass, the Valley, and El Paso. They're associated with violent crime, though it's unclear exactly how prominent they are here in Texas. Today, Governor Greg Abbott announced DPS is creating a new strike team to target the gang and document suspected members.
They have a target on their back and we're going after them. We have one goal, and that's to arrest them and make them understand that Texas is the wrong state for them to be trying to do business in.
Abbott pointed to El Paso as a particular hotbed for TDA activity, but the extent is disputed. A state judge ordered El Paso's Gateway Hotel to close for allegedly allowing criminal activity. The El Paso County Attorney's Office says they want to close down the hotel because it's a place where habitual criminal activity happens, but not because it has been taken over by a specific gang or criminal organization.
Short help tracking down a man caught using a stolen ID to cash a check that could earn you a couple of $1,000s. On August 30th, this man entered the First Bank on Midwestern Parkway and used the victim's ID to cash a check there. The ID had been stolen out of a vehicle in March. That's a pretty good start right there. So if you have any information about this crime, just call Crime Stoppers. You can call it right there. There's a number right there on your screen. And you can also submit a tip to p3tips.com. You never have to give your name, and if your information leads to an arrest and board approval, you could earn up to $2,000.
All right, let's go now and check on Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling for a look at the weather. Michael, it's safe to say everyone should just kind of mentally prepare anyway, for a warmer week ahead.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's going to be a lot like how it was this weekend. Those high 90s temperatures, they're going to be returning here as we go into the end of this week. Here's a look at satellite radar. We have generally clear skies here as we go into tonight. Current temperature outside is 79 degrees in Wichita Falls, 84 for Dallas-Fort, 86 down towards Austin, 78 up towards Amarillo and Oklahoma City. Our dew points, though, are riding a little bit higher, sitting around 66 degrees. It's going to make it a little bit humid out there. Not quite as humid as it is down towards Austin and Houston, with dew points up around 69. Makes it feel like 81 at the moment. However, they're still feeling like 90 degrees down in Austin. As we look forward, though, we are warming back up here, like we were just talking about towards the end of this week. We have very small rain chances in the forecast, but the more likely scenario in the forecast is we're going to be a little bit cooler as we go into next week. We'll talk about that coming up here in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. Well, we have a quick note here. On the border, Exciting Center Mall is reopened after having to close temporarily. A fire there last Wednesday caused the establishment to have to be evacuated. Thankfully, restaurant officials say they were able to open again the next minute.
Well, don't go anywhere. Michael's in after the break with a look at his full forecast.
And also still to come, as we commence Hispanic Heritage, we're going to take a look at how a local restaurant is putting a Mexican twist in your daily cup of coffee.
When it's time to upgrade to a new phone or a new device, what's the best way to get rid of the old one? I'm JD Tucker. Coming up, a few options you may not know about to get the most for what you've already paid for.
You're watching KFDX3 News at 10 with Daryl Franklin, Carney Porter, weather with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling, and sports with Tobin McDuff. Closed captioning on KFDX is sponsored by Hamilton Bryan, the low-price leader. Access the KFDX3 WeatherCam network online at TexomasHomepage.com. Our cameras will keep an eye throughout Texoma and help us alert you when weather takes a turn. Just another way of putting you first and keeping you safe. The KFDX weather team is Texoma's weather authority.
Last week, Jimmy Fallon had everybody celebrating. This week, there's Colin Farrell, Eva Mendes, Demi Lovato, Lily Collins, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and tonight, Jimmy welcomes Justin Timberlake. New Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Ford buyers, listen up. You gotta take it to the house. The store. Whether it's the new F-150 or the rugged and dependable Super Duty or the hot Bronco Sport, we've got what you want at the Ford House. New pre-owned and Ford Blue Advantage. Over 300 all on sale. Take it to the house. The Ford House.
Go Freeway at Barnett Road.
Texas, this season, get the best deals on a new Ford and experience unmatched power and performance like your Dallas Cowboys. Drive our family of SUVs or America's truck made for America's team. Because when the best come together, legends are made. Drive Expedition today with 2.9 financing for 72 months. Ford, official vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Your roof protects your #1 investments, your home, your family. When you need a roof, count on Mataska Roofing's quick experience crew who will be there should you ever need them again. Call now to get your roof done in a day. Mataska Roofing, your local roofer, their family name.
30 years ago, Rib Crib opened in Tulsa, serving slow-smoked, tender ribs and barbecue. Life moves pretty fast these days, but we're still smoking low and slow. We're blending tradition with new ideas, bringing generations together around the table for the comfort and community of barbecue. Whether dining in or taking out. So slow down and savor the moment, because we're always serving the good stuff.
Weather on KFDX is brought to you by your local experienced State Farm agent, Darrell Walker. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Now, from KFDX3, Texoma's Weather Authority, with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling.
So an earlier newscast today, we had fun anchor trivia talking about rainfall in September.
I lost. No surprise there.
You said I was the big L.
I said 6 inches and you said 8.5.
We were talking about the most rain in the history of September, like, dead month.
Yeah, doesn't look like we're going to make any history.
No, we're not breaking any records here in these couple of months. In fact, they're closer to the driest couple of months here for August to September on record. Right now, 2024, so far we're under a half inch of rain, only 45 hundredths of an inch of rain so far for these couple of months. Now, temperature, or now talking about the rainfall going back a little ways, as you go back towards 2000, the record for the driest is 7/100ths of an inch back in 2000 once again. So yeah, we're not going to be the driest all time. We still have a little bit of time here, but really there's just minimal rain chances left in the forecast. So overall, it's probably going to stay around 5 as we go forward for the driest August and September on record. Taking a look outside now in the Big Blue Tower Cam. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Got a dew point there at 66. Makes it feel like 81 with a south-southeast wind averaging 9 miles per hour. 95 was today's high, so 7 degrees above our average of 88, but still 7 degrees shy of our record of 102 degrees that we set back in 1956. The low this morning, 70 degrees, 6 degrees above our average of 64. All right, looking at the lows for tomorrow morning, it's generally 60s to low 70s across Texoma. Eastern portions of Texoma, seeing more of those 60s, more low 70s. You work your way off to the west. That's how it's going to be able to start the day for tomorrow. Maybe a degree or two cooler than it was as we started out this morning. Now for tomorrow afternoon, it's mid to high 90s across Texoma. Some spots like Vernon there at 98 degrees, as well as Kroll at 98. For the 96 for Altus and Law, 94 there for Duncan and Wichita Falls, and Henrietta, 91 there for Bowie, 93 for Jacksboro, 95 for Grand, 97 for Seymour and Knox City. As we go towards the end of this week, we're going to be warming those temperatures back up into the high 90s. Now, we did forecast 100 for last weekend. We topped down at 99 degrees, and that's definitely possible. That's what we do as well here towards the end of the week. Thursday, 99, Friday, 98, but then we're going to finally drop those temperatures back as we go into next week. Hopefully, we're going to see those temperatures stay in the 80s here for a little while here as we go into next week. But still, usually, I know a lot of people are surprised by this. Most years, we do have at least one cold front that comes through in September that drops us back down into the 70s for at least a day or two. It just doesn't look like it's going to be the cards this year. This year, it looks like we're going to be staying in the 80s and 90s as we go throughout the month, looking for the first couple of weeks of October to hopefully see that first real fall cold front. Here's our look at the satellite radar. We have clear skies across the region. Really not looking for much activity. A few cumulus clouds tomorrow afternoon again. And we'll see the same story here as we go into Wednesday. We'll also watch some showers out of the eastern portions of the Panhandle. Maybe just barely getting to the western portions of our western counties. But it's really not much of a rain chance. Very small ones still there, though, as we go into this weekend. So for tonight, 67 degrees, clear and calm. A southeast wind there, 2 to 8 miles per hour. 94 for the high tomorrow, with a few clouds in the sky for a warm afternoon. A south wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here's a 7-day forecast. High 90s here as we go towards the end of this week. 10% rain chances there for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The news will continue in a couple of minutes.
When you need to know about the things that matter in your town, in your community, when you need more local news, more local weather, wake up with KFDX3, your local news authority.
Of course, the GMC Terrain offers different drive modes. What about weekend warrior mode? Or you don't see that everyday mode? How about out of the office mode? Or even, are you out of your mind? Mode. Want a mode for everything? Get this ultra-low mileage lease on this 2024 Terrain SLE for around $358 per month with zero due at signing. Plus, current eligible GMC lessees get over $1,700 additional lease cash. See your Red River GMC dealers.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone and relax. That's ironic. Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. I'm already late.
Get ready for the hottest block party and steak cook-off in town. Hosted by the Burn Shop. Saturday, September 28th in downtown Wichita Falls and 9th in Ohio. Join us for a night of fun with great food and live music from Punch and Whiskey, Zach Crow, Pan Allen, and featuring our headliner, Colby Cooper. Tickets are on sale now. Visit theburnshopwf.com and buy yours today. Don't miss the best block party of the year at the Burn Shop. We'll see you there.
The Autobattle Texas State Championship is coming to Wichita Falls, September 28th at 6 p.m. 12 arguments, 3 rounds, 1 champion at the J.S. Brittle Racing. Get tickets at eventbrite.com. Art Battle Texas State Championship.
Gonna be late.
And drive safe out there. There's plenty of traffic heading to today's meet trip.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a new 2024 Tundra SR5 for $439 a month for 36 months. Offer ends September 30th.
Hispanic Heritage on KFDX is brought to you by La Perla Tapatina and WFISD.
Most people have a hot or cold cup of coffee to start their morning, and one local coffee shop is mixing coffee with a twist of Mexican flavors. Here in Illinois, we sat down with the owner of Brewery Cafe and learned just more about their business.
They're really different from other coffee shops here in town.
It's a humble beginning. Amanda Nuvano started serving coffee from a stand with 4 flavors on the menu. In November, Bonita Castro expanded to a brick and mortar. Broadening her venue and becoming the only Latina-owned coffee shop in Wichita Falls.
She will one definitely like the number one seller. I thought we were going to get to one that was really good as well. It was kind of overwhelming like all the flavors that I have.
Between Cafe de Olla, Cajeta, and other authentic ingredients, Nuvano serves up flavors you can't find at any other coffee shop.
It takes you back to, the candies and sweet things and all my coffee is sourced from Latin America, which I feel like a lot of people don't know. It's just regular coffee beans from wherever.
When you reminisce with a hot or cold drink, a corn cup will get deeper in your memory bank.
So everybody always goes for the corn cup.
Not all pan dulces or sweet breads are created equal. The sugary confections date back to possibly when transported to Mexico. It's unclear for historians, but regardless, it's become a symbol for coffee lovers.
It's definitely been a long process. I've had help. I've had help from local panaderos. Everybody took a bite of it and just back, in your with your grandma, having coffee in the middle of the night, after playing with the or whatever.
Nearly a year in business, Nuvano says her short time as a coffee shop owner has taught her a lot. package, website, and achievement for the next customer.
Oh, I had some of that comfort today, and it was so very good. But with all the talk of the latest iPhone, you might be thinking about trading in your old phone. Up next in tonight's What the Tech, the best way to get rid of that old phone while making sure you get the most bang for your buck.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow reaches of the world. Prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
What you looking at? Nothing.
They're searching for answers. It's time you start the conversation.
Can I talk to you about some stuff?
Find tips for talking with your kids about vaping at talkabouttobacco.com.
Worried that your kids aren't ready to start kindergarten? The Wichita Falls Area Hippie Program gives you the resources needed to get your little ones ready to excel in school. This free program is offered to parents of children 2 to 5 years old, and our home visitors will work around your schedule to meet with you monthly. Supplies are provided. It's offered in English and Spanish, and we have resources to help children with autism and learning delays. We have spots open right now, so call us today and let Hippie put your child on the path to success.
Metal Mart is the leader in techs only for all your metal needs. Our extensive inventory on site means no waiting for you, and we even deliver. Metal Mart specializes in metal construction, including roofing, residential and commercial buildings, steel gates, and beautiful barn dominions. No matter how big or small the job is, we're here for you with a variety of options for your project at a price that will fit your budget and a professional sales staff to help you every step of the way. Come see us today at Metal Mart on Seymour Highway.
Excitement comes skin with the Honda Accord. And so does a turbocharged engine. Sophisticated. High-tech. Style that enhances functionality. Stand out with the Honda Accord. From Honda, the most awarded brand in Car Driver 10 Best history. Contact your Honda dealer today or shop online.
What the Tech on KFDX is brought to you by Electra ISD. You're watching KFDX3 News.
If you plan to get a new smartphone or another device, what will you do with your old one? Well, if you'd like to get as much money for it as you can, you're probably wondering, how do I do that? Well, JB Tucker's hopping online to find the best deals for your old devices.
Some of the carrier deals are pretty good when you go to trade in an old phone for a new one, but you spent $800 or more just a few years ago for that device, and you would like to get as much money for it as possible.
Now, to compare the offers, we're going to go with an iPhone 12. Apple will give you $180 for that 4-year-old phone, but that's just a credit toward a new iPhone 16, not cash in your pocket. Now, several companies do offer cash. One of the oldest, Gazelle, will pay $129 for that same iPhone 12. Cell is a broker of sorts and lists companies that offer as much as $160. The offers for both Gazelle and Cell are only for phones in good working condition. Now, broken phones are worth a little bit. Cell, for example, offers $61 for a damaged iPhone 12 that doesn't turn on, is broken, or has water damage. But what about those kiosks you see in malls and stores? Those are easy as well, but there's a price for that convenience. This kiosk offers just $85 for that phone. Now, for the best return on your investment, you can sell the phone through Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. An iPhone 12 on Craigslist is $340 and $300 on Marketplace. Note, that's the asking price, not what buyers have paid.
If you're selling the phone to a stranger, leaving in a public place, many police stations have parking spaces set aside for online sales. And before you sell it or trade it in, reset that phone to factory settings. And if you're buying a phone from someone, meet them at your carrier store so someone at the store can check to make sure it hasn't been stolen and that it still works. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Well, Tobin was going to join me to talk a little sports, talk Cowboys. There must be not a lot to talk about when it comes to the Cowboys, Tobin, but you're here now.
I'm ready to do it. I thought I'd bring the desk and everything.
You just wanted to roll in on this Monday.
Roll in. Let's talk Dallas Cowboys right after the break.
Texas, this season, get the best deals on a new Ford and experience unmatched power and performance like your Dallas Cowboys. Drive our family of SUVs or America's truck made for America's team. Because when the best come together, legends are made. Drive a new Bronco Sport today with $3,250 total cash. Ford, official vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Your home is your largest investment, and the best way to protect that investment is with the Guardian Guarantee, AAA Guardian Foundation Repair. Call us for your free assessment today. If you don't need us, we'll take it. AAA Guardian Foundation Repair, protecting your home for a lifetime.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $5,600 in average finance savings. We are professional grade. GMC.
A great workout deserves a great reward. Treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls made with fresh fruit, purely Elizabeth granola, and now creamy coconut. You earned it. Grab a treat you can feel good about, only at Smoothie King.
Welcome to Maplewood Laser Dental Clinic, where your smile is our priority. Straighten your teeth discreetly and comfortably with Invisalign braces. Book your consultation today and discover the beauty of a healthy, confident smile at Maplewood Laser Dental Clinic.
Secure Defend on October 11th. Discover the latest cybersecurity threats and challenges, and learn from internationally recognized experts on how to secure and defend you and your business. Sponsorships and vendor booths are still available at securedefend.com.
Trots Caulfield Drug provides you with professional hometown services, and we have flu, RSV, and COVID shots available. Call for an appointment or just stop by Trots Caulfield Drug.
Now for KFDX3 Sports with Tobin McDuff.
No matter how you look at it, week 2 was a stinker for the Dallas Cowboys. The New Orleans Saints must have thought it was Thanksgiving already because they carved up the Cowboys defense. With more, here is our insider, Mickey Spagnola.
The Dallas Cowboys defense certainly had a big swing in performance by what they did in the season opener, shutting down the Cleveland Browns, to getting run over by the New Orleans Saints in the second game. Cowboys' new defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, took part of the responsibility for what happened. And here's what he told his team on Monday after getting beat so badly by the Saints offense.
I did tell him this today. I said, I've watched you guys for, over 3 months now, right? I've never seen us have one practice like that. I've never seen us have 5 plays in a practice like that. I mean, these guys typically they're on point and do everything the right way. They play very, very hard. They like to compete. Again, I didn't allow them to use our strength, which is being able to get them into some third down situations and passing situations. So I got to do a better job there.
If there's a silver lining in anything, that's only 2 games into the season. Baltimore Ravens are up next, and the Cowboys have to regroup and get ready for a pretty tough second game at home. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
And the Ravens come into AT&T Stadium on Sunday with an 0-2 record. They're going to be hungry for a victory. It's a 3:25 kickoff on Texoma's Fox.
Athlete of the Week is brought to you by United Regional Orthopedics.
Memorial quarterback Joe Castles takes our honor as Athlete of the Week this week. In a 55-27 road win over Fort Worth Dunbar, Castles completed 16 passes for 297 yards and 5 scores, and that was in just 3 quarters.
quarters of play. That brings his season total to 640 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, no INTs. As part of being named the KFDX Athlete of the Week memorials, Joe Castles will be featured on the digital billboard on Lawrence Road throughout the rest of the week. Well, they don't meet until November the 8th, but Jacksboro and Holiday are both in the state rankings heading into week 4. In Class 3A Division 2, the Tigers are ranked 4th this week. The Eagles dropped to 8th after a loss on Friday night to Class 4A Benbrook. Elsewhere in the state rankings, Windthorst dropping 3 spots to 6th in Class 2A Division 2. This follows their loss to Munster on Friday night. The Trojans are on the road this Friday at Albert. In Class 1A Division 1, Knox City and Newcastle remain ranked 8th and 9th. The Greyhounds are at top-ranked Jayton on Friday. And the Bobcats are hosting 5th-ranked May, a couple of great games there. And Benjamin drops 5 spots to 8th in Class 1A Division 2, coming off their first loss since 2021. Now, I have never seen this in my 29 years here at KFDX. 7 teams ranked among the top 16 in the state in one classification. This is a reflection of both the quality and the parity in Class 1A volleyball here in Texoma. Harold ranked 3rd, Benjamin 6th, St. Joe 8th, Kroll 11th, Knox City 12th, Woodson 14th, Electra 16th. That is pretty impressive. And then in Class 2A, Windthorst is ranked 7th this week, while in Class 3A, the Henrietta Lady Cats jump into the state rankings at number 13. That will do it for our look at sports. We'll see you back here after the break.
Sports on KFDX is brought to you by Town Square Texoma.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over 5,600 in average finance rate. We are professional grade. GMC.
Hi, I'm Amanda Hanson, Marketing Director at Senior Care Health and Rehab. We have served our community since 2007. Times have changed, but our tradition of compassion and professionalism continues. Our residents are the heart of all we do. Come experience the difference.
Nutrition for your baby, which is one of the reasons why
W Sales, family owned and operated for over 40 years.
Hey Mamas, exclusively breastfeeding provider.
Your own. Wheeler has you covered. In Altus,
Hey
and now at our
Mamas,
new location
breastfeeding
in
comes with
Wichita
so
Falls.
many benefits, joys, and a deep connection between you and your baby.
207. We found Americans from all over.
Hey
know their
Mamas,
number.
every parent wants to do what's
514. What are they talking about? It's their cable channel number. We went to joinnn.com for America's fastest growing cable news network.
Wherever you want,
News
just
Nation.
pop out of the room when they're crying or hungry, and just give them what they need.
Just
But
go to
sometimes you have to go back to work,
or
or you have
type
to go back
News
to
Nation
school,
on your live streaming
or
service.
you just want to have a
Nation,
date
news for
with
all
your
America.
partner, and so you choose to start pumping, and so you're wondering, how do I start that process, and what does that look like? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the basics of pumping. I'm Bridget, and I'm a dealer in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I love helping moms love their birth.
vibrant as our local art and service that is always in style.
Mamas, I'm going to be sharing some products that I love in this video, so if you hear some that you're interested in or you just want to take a look at, I will link them down below, so make sure you check those out. First thing that I want to say, Mamas, is that just because you are breastfeeding, it doesn't mean that you have to pump. So it's really dependent on your circumstance. If you are returning back to work, or you're just going to be away from your baby from an extended period of time, or you just want to have a little bit of independence from your baby. And so those are reasons why you might want to pump. But if you're around your baby 24/7, you probably aren't going to need to start pumping. So first things first, when you are starting off your pumping journey, is to pick the pump that is going to be best suited for you. So I use the Medela Pump in Style Advanced. It's not like the hospital grade ones that you can get that are really like forceful, but I don't need to have a ton of milk stored up, because I am with my daughter a lot of the time, except for when I'm with clients or with mamas who are giving birth, which is super fun. So this is the pump that I use, and it has just the very standard buttons that most pumps are going to have. So it has the minimum to maximum suction that's going to be removing the milk, and then it has the let down button. So once my let down has happen, it's able to transition into that expression mode. And so it has the two pump valves, and so I'm able to use this, and this is perfect for me and my situation. But if you are going to be, at work from 9 to 5, then maybe you are going to want one that has a little more of the bells and whistles, or just something that's more suited for you. So this one is perfect for me, and so I will link this one down below. But I've also had friends who do have those 9 to 5 jobs who use the Spectra that they absolutely love, and so I'll make sure to link that down below too. One thing that they love about the Spectra is that it is a cordless one, so it's just with battery, or they can charge it. I'm not exactly sure, but I will link that one down below as well. And the reason why they really like that is so that it can just go with them wherever. And so maybe they're filing papers or putting books away, whatever that may look like, they're able to kind of be more mobile. And so I know that that's really helpful in the workplace as well. And so I will link both of those down below. There are also more powerful ones, and they are the hospital grade pumps. And so definitely talk to your care provider about that, because they often will be able to rent them out to you. And if they don't do that, talk to your insurance provider, and they sometimes will cover the cost of that hospital grade pump for you. So after you found a pump that you love, the next question you might be asking yourself is, when should I start pumping? And it really depends on your circumstance. So, if you are planning on going back to work in 9 months or 6 months, maybe you don't need to start pumping right away. But if you are planning to, go back to work, or, just be away from baby for an extended period of time, relatively close to after baby is being born, it's not a bad idea to start pumping a little bit earlier than that. So usually I recommend that the first month, or those first 3 weeks, you just really enjoy that time with baby. You don't need to start pumping. Just kind of get the hang of it between you and baby and what that's going to be like. But then I recommend starting before that 6-week mark. And the reason I recommend that is because at around 6 weeks is when your milk starts to regulate, and that's when your body is saying, okay, we know how much milk is being removed from the breast, and so we know how much to reduce. And so if you want to be able to be building your stash along with nursing your baby, then you need to be telling your body that it needs maybe a little bit more than just what your baby needs. It needs, those extra few ounces that you are pumping to store away. So starting, before that 6-week mark is really going to help your body know how much to produce in order to be able to remove that much. If you do want to start building that stash a little bit earlier without having to pump, I really recommend using the Haka pump, and it's just a silicone pump that I absolutely love. So if there's anything that you get